Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you again, everyone, for joining our webinar today, Simplified B2B E-commerce, Essential Strategies for Seamless Online Selling. My name is AJ Gensler, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. And joining me today are two experts in the B2B e-commerce space, Bryce Sperling from Liferay and Shikhar Gupta from Nirvana Lab. Just a couple of housekeeping items before I pass the mic over to Bryce. We will be having some time for questions and answer at the end of today's session. You can find that on the right-hand side of your screen. There's a chat icon with a question mark. You'll be able to submit any questions you have throughout the presentation. We'll try to get to as many as we can at the end of today's presentation. So without further ado, I'll pass the mic over to Bryce to kick us off.
Thank you very much, AJ. And welcome, everyone. I see some people still joining as we speak, but hopefully they'll catch up as we move along. So today we have a pretty simple agenda. We'll start with an overview of who is Liferay. And hopefully you've heard of Liferay before you got here, so at least you know something. We'll talk about what a digital experience platform is and then how Liferay Commerce ties into that and how it expands upon that. I'll show a short demo that I recorded and I'll speak over it. And then I'll actually introduce one of our partners, Shikhar Gupta, the CEO and founder of Nirvana Lab, to talk about 4 different implementations and use cases that his team has built out, taking Liferay's core and its core commerce competencies and building on top of that to support integrations, to support AI, to support customizations, and to build solutions that are larger than what a digital experience platform might fit into its solution scope. So who is Liferay? I've been at Liferay for 5 years myself, but Liferay over the past 20 plus years has opened offices in almost every continent, serving more than 1,200 enterprise customers with over 1,000 plus employees, 400 plus partners, and an open source platform that supports both B2B, B2C, and B2E experiences on top of a digital experience platform. The thing about Liferay that's done really well is that we built Liferay from the ground up. Liferay has not been acquiring new products or new platforms. Everything is built to work together seamlessly, whether that be the digital experience platform, our CMS, our document management, the commerce features and functionality, our analytics suite. It's all built to work together. And our long-term relationships are at the heart of the business model. Because of subscription-based, our customer success is our success. We do not charge for software licenses. But what is a digital experience platform? Maybe in a general term, an enterprise software that seeks to meet the needs of companies undergoing things like digital transformation, providing better customer experiences. And generally, people might think of it as an amalgamation of multiple products inside of a single suite, maybe to help digitize business operations or deliver actionable customer experiences or gather insight. From Liferay's perspective, we are here to create and deliver personalized, engaging digital experiences across multiple channels, an omni-channel experience, integrating different technologies like analytics, CMS, personalization to help unify customer data and deliver relevant and tailored experiences. Generally, we're looking at things like personalization, content management, analytics and reporting, integration, and there's all sorts of tools that can be included, and I'll show you that soon. If you want to look at it from a fundamentals perspective, Liferay began with a portal focus. And portal is really important because portal is the key to that B2B known user, known experience solution. So when you log in, how do you create that customized end user experience? How do you keep track of your roles and permissions? How do you allow for interaction back and forth? That's where the portal side comes in. On top of that, you have an entire CMS. That CMS allows for all content management, page creation, site creation, drag and drop content management, the ability to create wikis, blogs, articles, forums, news posts, and tailor that content. And then on top of that, an entire commerce engine, including things like your product information management, order workflows, inventory, shipments, returns, the entire processes behind the scenes that are important for that commerce and transactional interface. The idea is that we can enable multi-channel selling with a single user platform that empowers buyers, product managers, and sales teams to not only boost performance, but boost after sales service and repeat orders. So the combination of the native digital experience platform with the CMS and digital commerce is pretty unique on the market right now, and I think we'll showcase how Liferay specifically tailors to B2B. Now, with those solutions, those different options that I showed there, portal, CMS, and commerce, we can build out multiple different solutions on the same platform. Liferay does have multi-tenant hosting, so you can have multiple sites that might create a partner portal, a supplier portal, a customer portal, employees, as well as public sites, B2B digital commerce, but also agent portals, integration platforms, student portals, intranets. All of these are solutions that have been and still are built with Liferay because of the out-of-the-box tools that are available. And B2B solutions specifically, everything has been built from the ground up to work together, and it's built to handle complexity. Complexity out of the box and complexity through integrations and customizations. So a B2B focused solution, let's talk about that. Liferay Commerce, what does it mean for us? So we like to think about it as a platform journey. And what makes B2B different in this specific scenario? Well, there's complex hierarchies and approval workflows that are required to purchase products. And out of the box, Liferay provides features for modeling these organizational structures. And a B2B solution would require complex enterprise integrations, a variety of different systems. And what's really important is the 3 different steps to not only acquire a user in that experience and content management section. Where do you attract users? Generally, that comes from the CMS heritage. Then what about that personalization, analytics, and conversion? That's going to be part of our B2B commerce package. And then how do we retain and grow? That's where the portal heritage comes in. Customer portals, forms, documents, coming back for knowledge-based articles. And on this next slide, you'll see all of these different facets are met by Liferay's DXP platform. So that's going to include creating marketing pages, microsites, product pages, custom carts, checkout steps, blog posts, forums, knowledge bases, private message, AI-based recommendations, subscriptions, product types, feedback, and even allowing for things like order forecasting to complete that cycle along the way. So another way of looking at this life cycle, the journey starts before a customer even begins. They become a customer and then continue engaging, converting, and retaining, and then we'll serve and grow that over time. Liferay provides all of these different functionalities out of the box, including site and content management, tax and payment management, sales rep support, site localization, shipping management, order management, integration tools. And for what I'm going to show today, I really want to focus on that 10,000 foot view. What comes out of the box with Liferay? What can we build using the core tools without doing any specific customization or integrations? I will leave that part for Shikhar. So the key benefits of Liferay's B2B platform. We're going to help simplify complex ordering scenarios, even if we have to add extra checkout steps, custom shipping workflows. We're going to work to boost revenue by providing all of the content we need and the self-service that we need so that we do not need to have salespeople on our back end consistently working. We want to grow efficiently, and that means more conversions over time with less interaction from our side, supporting sales through self-service, and then supporting not only B2B, but B2B to X, B2B to C, supplier workflows, distributors, even sellers and resellers. We want to talk about all of those, and we have some logos on the right of places of people that we've worked with in the past. So what differentiators are we looking at here? The biggest one is going to be Liferay's level of advanced customization, granular checkout, cart management, supporting complex ordering workflows, integrating data from different ordering and fulfillment systems. It's going to make purchasing simple for buyers, and it's going to give you tools for managing product information, promotions, pricing, and inventory to make it easy for not only your product managers and your e-commerce teams to set up and manage either single or multiple online storefronts with split channels, split checkouts. All of that there is built to work out of the box. Then we can leverage that data from our external systems using the integrations from ERPs, CRMs, and third-party product information management tools. And those integrations are often offered via Liferay's marketplace, but as well through the integration and complete headless APIs. Liferay offers a full headless commerce suite as well as headless CMS. So everything can be accessed through our headless APIs through both open API specifications with REST or GraphQL. So let's take a look at the demonstration. And the demo today, we're going to have two primary personas, a B2B buyer and an e-commerce business user. And let's take a look. So we are now logging in as Mike, and Mike is at a company called S Auto. S Auto is a fictitious global, this company, Minium, is a fictitious global manufacturer of auto parts, selling its products through its distributor networks and to directly major automotive and automakers and automotive service centers. And this site is actually based on one of our accelerators that is out of the box called Minium. And everything here is done out of the box. I'll get you up and running as quickly as possible using a starting point as a reference for your experiences. And since we're logged in as Mike, an employee at S Auto, we want to make regular orders, restock our inventory. We want to create expedited orders for specific parts. So maybe if I know the part number that I'm looking for, I can immediately search for it directly. That's a common use case for someone who does this often, might even be making these orders weekly. We can also see our catalog of products. All of this is set up out of the box, and these can be completely customized for the look and feel, and we'll see that with Shikhar. I'm looking for a specific product called a master cylinder, and there's actually multiple different versions of it available here. What I can do is I can compare those versions between each other. I can compare specifications, options, different SKUs, and all of this is set up or brought in from our product information or our ERP. Now, when we search, we get the value of the industry-leading search engine Elasticsearch behind the scenes, which means we can search through SKUs, names, descriptions, part numbers, all of that information. And now we can use that product comparisons, product specifications to find the right part that we're looking for. And for us, we're looking for the master cylinder on the left, 93024, and we can easily add it to our cart. So Mike can go to checkout here, and because Mike is a known user from a known company, we're going to allow him to choose a shipping address to his company. We've added a custom checkout step for expedited shipping versus standard delivery. And you can create as many custom checkout steps as you'd like along the way. Liferay allows easy configuration of those steps. And we can take a review of the order. And because we allow this expedited shipping option, and because Mike is a regular customer, we're not going to make him provide payment details. We can allow for further invoicing later. But we might also integrate with something like PayPal or Mercanet, or even send out invoices directly. This can integrate with your backend payment systems. Completely customizable with several shipping and payment methods. And now that Mike has finished his rush order, he could reorder that easily at the bottom of the screen, or work on a regular order to restock the store. Now, what if we wanted to learn some more information about the turbocharger? We can ask our integrated chatbots, and Liferay offers integrations with multiple different chatbot engines that can use AI to read from the CMS and find information like we see here for our turbocharger documentation. So now I can see the installation guide. Remember, this is all out of the box using Liferay CMS. I can even see attached content like our installation instructions, which uses Liferay Digital Asset Management to view documents. I can search all of these documents not only by name and tag, but by internal content as well. So now I want to log out, and I want to take a look at what this might look like from the perspective of an internal user. We're going to log in as Chris from Minium. Now, as a commerce business user, we have a completely different dashboard. I can see things like sales forecasts, top and bottom products, and I'm on the exact same URL. Liferay uses its role-based access control, its permission system, to allow you to create custom experiences and custom dashboards for any of your users at any point in time. So say if I were onboarding a catalog manager that was just working with a specific product line, I could restrict access just to that commerce catalog feature and limit access only to the required catalog line. So here we're looking at the catalog on behalf of S Auto Service, and you'll see at the bottom here I have 13 products related to the brake system. But because we allow for catalog level and account level visibility, if I were to switch this to view this catalog on behalf of one of my other resellers or one of my other clients, I might have a completely different pricing structure, a completely different options as far as my catalog. And you'll notice now I only have 8 items available to me from the brake system. And this is just one example of the different ways that we can create customized account level personalization based on not only catalogs, based on product types, checkout types, discounts, promotions, and we have a completely custom dashboard that Chris is able to see. Now let's bring in the CMS to commerce as well. So say we're launching a new product line for turbochargers, and we want to make a few updates to our catalog and a few updates to the product to support the launch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our global site, and we're going to look at our commerce tab and find our products. The information is already going to be brought in from our PIM or from our ERP for all of our products, but we can always enhance that in Liferay. And we can use our CMS content to create a page where we bring all of that content together. So you'll notice this turbocharger already has content brought in like the short description, our full description, our scheduling dates, our tags, our categories, and we have access to all the different informations that we might want to see about the specific product. But we can also enhance that. So maybe I want to use our AI creation tools to add a custom AI-based description for our turbocharger. And maybe this helps if I'm mocking out or creating a new product line or creating a new product in general. So maybe I'll ask for something like a turbocharger description. I can give it a tone and a word count, and it'll automatically create that for me, and I can add this. Now with Liferay, you can actually use any of your own AI tools, and you can bring those in as well. You'll see that we offer full translation and localization services with auto translation, once again, through just bringing in an API key from Amazon Translate. And that works for SEO as well, or Google Translate, any of these tools that you want to bring in. It's so simple. You just add your API key. Now, what if I want to add custom media like images or attachments? That's simple as well. I can bring in content from my local machine or from my digital asset library that's already built into Liferay. I'll grab a new schematic diagram, and I'll upload that and give it a priority so I know what order it shows when I'm on the product description page. And I have all of these rich text and media tools as well. I specifically use ChatGPT for creation of my content, but I could now utilize different AI tools and different AI, bring your own AI, where I can even train my own model and use that in Liferay as well. So I've added an attachment here for our general turbocharger installation guide. I also have access to things like product relations, where I might want to create upsell or cross-sell levels for products. I might want to create a diagram for a bundled product. I might even want to offer recommended products based on past activities or based on past purchases. I have different levels of subscriptions I can assign. I have account level visibility, and there's so much more available to me as well from this product information area. We'll go ahead and publish this, and we have our new updates available to us. And now we actually want to create a specific product display page. So this brings in that site management and that site creation page. So it's as simple as drag and drop with Liferay. You have access to all of your CMS content. We have access to all of our visual elements like banners and grids. And we have access to our commerce information. So I've created a custom page here called Turbocharger Launch Page. And right now there's nothing custom about it. It's empty. I dragged in from the left side a banner fragment. A banner fragment has 2 text fields and a background image. I'm filling in those text fields and grabbing an image from my digital asset library. I'm going to add a grid, and I'm going to create that grid with just 2 panels. I'm going to make the left side where I show related articles and the right side where I show my product information. I grab a collection display, and I grab a collection from my CMS called Turbocharger Articles. And then I can grab something like a news card. What I can do is I can map an image for just one product here or one article. And when I map one article, it maps all of them automatically for me. So when I assign the title, it assigns the title. When I assign the content, it assigns the content for not just one, but for all of the articles that I'm adding. And this links directly to the CMS. I dragged in my product details widget, and I'm going to add a product publisher, which is going to show me a list of products that might be related. I'm going to link it to those upsell products that we just defined earlier, but I could also use AI-based recommendations, pattern recommendations, frequent pattern recommendations, user interaction-based recommendations based on past purchases or based on past activities. All of this is able to use AI tools and recommendation engines to give products that might be best suited for a user based on their personalized activities. So now when I go to the catalog, I can look for that turbocharger product, and I will see a completely new custom display page just for that product that brings in not only CMS content, that brings in commerce content, and commerce upsell as well. So we have our new image, we have our new attachment for our installation instructions as well. So we saw a lot here, and I only have a limited amount of time, and I want to make sure that I can cover everything. So if you have questions or want to see more about things like product types, custom checkout steps, workflows, organizational structure, account structure for B2B level accounts, I can answer all of that at the end, but let's move forward for now. So Liferay has been extending not only the marketplace, but our entire uh, integration suite and all of our integration points. So in the marketplace, we have not only added things like payment applications like Stripe or PayPal, or B2B procurement processes like TradeCentric, but we've continued to add to our marketplace to allow for cloud apps, auto provisioning, things like site initializers for creating accelerators out of the box, for adding new payment types, for distributing our new no-code configurations. All of that is now available in our already running marketplace, with new ones becoming available every day and every week as they are approved through Liferay. As well, we're introducing a virtual sales agent, allowing for intelligent order management for orders, shipments, and return inquiries, as well as data-driven guidance for personalized product recommendations and suggestions based on customer interests, and strategic cross-sell and upsell based on contextual recommendations for complementary products. Now let's talk about what Liferay does here, and I know I covered a lot. On the left, we see out of the box. These are the core top level capabilities of Liferay. And we've covered a lot of these, especially the CMS, the commerce, the digital asset management, the site creation, the search. We touched on a little bit about AI and low code, and we could go more in depth into security and integration. When we bring these different top level functionalities together, we're able to create all of these different solutions on the right. And that includes things like customer portals, supplier portals, where our suppliers might be able to log in, update their inventory, make purchases for themselves, and distribute that to their own customers. Create enterprise websites or promotional sites for new product lines. Use Liferay just as an integration platform to bring in disparate sources. One of the biggest challenges we've seen with e-commerce are those complex purchasing scenarios across multiple channels, or if you've acquired different products or different systems, integrating those systems together. Maybe you have a convoluted product catalog, or your ordering processes are manual or inefficient right now. Maybe your legacy tech limits the ability for you to create storefronts or marketplaces, or even your sales teams might lack the tools to sell efficiently. These are all really great scenarios where Liferay thrives in creating these solutions. So here was our goal when we created Liferay Commerce in the first place, to build on top of that portal heritage, to handle B2B complexity at any scale with the most flexible open source platform around. Now with that, I actually want to introduce Shikhar. And Shikhar, as I mentioned before, is the CEO and founder of Nirvana Lab, one of our top service integrators and solution integrators and partners. And Shikhar is really going to focus on how do we use what I showed here, the out-of-the-box Liferay experience. Where do we integrate? Where can we build on top of this? And where can we build out to create those custom experiences that are larger than what the Liferay DXP product might offer for real-life customer use cases? So I want to hand it over now to Shikhar. Please add your comments or your questions in the chat, or we'll answer them at the end.
Thank you, Bryce. Everybody can hear me? I'm taking that as yes, and I'm
Yep.
going to share my screen and talk about some of the use cases. So before we do that, let me introduce myself. I'm Shikhar Gupta, and uh, I'm a principal at Nirvana Lab. Before we deep dive into B2B commerce, let me introduce Nirvana Lab to you guys. Nirvana Lab is a boutique Liferay consulting firm. We have our headquarters in Chicago, and we have our customers all across North America and Europe. We are one of the key partners with Liferay in North America region, and uh, with already having some awards and recognition from different sources, we are we have very strong and thriving practice of Liferay with people at its core. We have some other implementation services area where we work on cloud, AI, ML, and microservices implementation for our other customers. And we have a lot of experience in implementing Liferay at various places in terms of manufacturing and wholesaler and distributor market for implementing supplier portal, distributor portal, customer portal, dealer portal, and a lot of them with B2B commerce. So let's understand how B2B is different. And Bryce did a good job of explaining what are the different use cases, what makes B2B different from B2C. But let's understand that this is a psyche. The B2B user is already a B2C user in his or her personal day-to-day life. So when they come to work, and they have to perform the job as an commerce provider, they expect from their IT team the similar experience. And sometimes, even for the need of their customer, they have to go much beyond that. But in reality, the B2B enterprise world is somewhat constrained because you may have constraint from uh, regulation, compliance perspective. The tool set that you are using may perform limited function or may perform uh, maybe an older component that you cannot replace right away. You may have complexities with respect to workflow. So the B2B world is always more complicated as compared to a regular a B2C scenario. And in general, what happens is your commerce experience reflection is always the reflection of the tool or the ecosystem that you live. So it has to adhere to that, it has to resonate with that. And in general, when you implement a B2B enterprise application, you have various applications in your ecosystem, and commerce is just a part of that. And sometimes e-commerce is even minuscule part of that. So when you look at the larger ecosystem, from the prism of a commerce application, there are many upstream applications, there are many downstream applications which can basically determine and dictate the behavior of your commerce. And therefore, many times when we were working with the customers, um, we already know from the operations team perspective who's managing the commerce channel, some of the things they want to improve, they are in their control, but some of the things are beyond their control because they are more regulatory in nature, and or maybe under the roadmap that they cannot change. The roadmap of changing certain things on are down the line, and they have to still support the operation for quite a few period of time. So the B2B world is more constrained, but the expectation on B2B world is even more higher. And the complexity also lies with the fact that you have several other tools in the ecosystem, like you have CRMs, you have ERPs, you have product experience management platform, PXMs, the product information management platform, the PIMs, on which you have to integrate all of this together and serve your purpose. And in order to serve all these complexities, you need to have a very flexible framework that can meet all the complex needs. Liferay in its kitty has several of these things in the uh, kitty, like product renderers, custom checkout step, low stock activity, custom options type. There are many tools that it provides that can, aid to the implementation of a whole B2B platform. What we notice that because commerce is just a piece in the e-commerce, in the whole ecosystem of a commerce enterprise application, the the tools like digital experience platform are better suited because they can augment, they can complement, they can supplement to the additional functionalities that your commerce operation need. I will discuss many use cases um, that are that you will see in your day-to-day life, when you are working with your commerce operations that you have uh, uh, seen in your day-to-day life, like this is onboarding, this is the workflow related to shipping returns and damages control. You have abandoned cart. There are many use cases that you will correlate with your day-to-day use cases that you have been implementing, or you have implemented with some other tool but you think could have been implemented, or you may be even using it very well in your ecosystem. But I will talk about some four case studies that Nirvana Lab has done with Liferay DXP implementation, and we'll talk about those use cases in detail, how Liferay DXP has been used to solve these complex problems. We often talk about, when we are working on a solution, about the well architected solution and the pillars around it. That those pillars are security, performance, cost optimization, operational excellence, the reliability, the sustainability of the application. And when we look at the evaluation perspective, how Liferay applications are doing, how they are solving this problem. In the enterprise B2B world, we will evaluate these applications also and preview the point that how these applications are solving the regular criterias of evaluation. And one thing more in the B2B world that we often see, which is like the change is always constant. You may have change in the business processes, you may have change in the people, you may have software tools, software version change, you may have your IT team working on certain enhancement that are always changing the ecosystem, or you may be going through various acquisitions and mergers, so therefore you may have new tools coming in, or new set of complexities, new products, new users that need to be supported, and how extensible your platform is to support all those scenarios. Bryce did a good job of talking about all of the out-of-box feature that Liferay offers as a commerce. I will discuss in these use cases some of the scenarios where you have to customize and extend those features in order to make it work in a larger ecosystem. So let me get started with my first case study, which is about a biotechnology manufacturer. So this company exists in multiple locations and builds some medical equipment. The industry is highly regulated with uh, customer onboarding process is very complex. Like if you add a distributor, it has to go through a multi-step approval process, verifying the compliance, the licenses, the everything to make sure that it's a valid distributor. You may have a lot of regulation in terms of post sale process, like when you have an order processing going on, because the shelf life of the products might be having certain expiry, the compliance needs to come in picture, and you may have regulations around those. Uh, the in this particular incident, it was a greenfield development for us, but the marketing department had uh, sort of reservations about the product team providing the product documentation, which they felt is doesn't have enough marketing intelligence in terms of upsell and cross sell of the product, the keywords, the metadata, the optimized images that can help and aid the selling process to distributors were not there. So they wanted to have their own override on whatever is coming from the product department. So there are a lot of workflow use cases that we had, and um, I'm sure like some of these things are not unheard of in your industry also, or whatever regular manufacturing scenario where you have a customer onboarding flow which is multi-step, or you have a marketing content overflow which is a multi-step, or you have a post-order sales process workflow. some of these things were implemented. Liferay has an out-of-box process modeler using which you can develop all of this without the help of IT. A business team, business user can develop all of these workflows using the GUI-based process modeler, and they can do the regular workflow creation with the all standard operating procedures and exception handling built in without the use of IT. This particular application also had certain other compliance related constraints wherein an order has to be e-signed by the buyer just because of regulatory constraints. So therefore, we needed to do a DocuSign integration to make the whole thing compliant as per the um, industry standards. We had several integrations in place with Acumatica as an ERP, Labware as an lab information management system, QMS as a management system, Qualtrics as a quality management system, and DocuSign eSign integration. So this was our first use case. We while the duration of the project, we felt like a regular commerce engine would not be able to satisfy how the requirements of the projects were. We needed a full-fledged DXP with the robust capabilities of integration. We had some complex integrations to be done and a lot of workflows that needed to be implemented to aid this, and therefore Liferay DXP was a best fit for our scenario. With that, I will move on to my second use case, which is done for a Florida-based door and window manufacturer. So this was sort of a digital modernization product for us. The scenario on this one was like manufacturer used to work with dealers who used to sell, the sales people on their organization would sell to customer. They had a old style product configurator that had no connectivity to the engineering department, so therefore the product simulator they had no knowledge about feasibility of the product, whether the particular design is feasible or not. Also, at the same time, it had no connect about the on-hand quantity available in the inventory system. So what would be the order processing time? So it was sort of a disconnected system. When we started working on this, we created a 3D product visualization, sort of a product configurator tool, which had the connectivity with the CAD drawing tool and the PIM system, the product information management system, because it had integration with the product information management system. We had the real-time information available about the product specification, product option, and we knew about the feasibility of a product is possible or not at runtime, so dealer could convey this information to customer right away. We also had intelligence available from the inventory system through ERP APIs that whether the products and parts are available right away or they need to go to manufacturing, and if they need to go to manufacturing, how much is delay going to be. So with all of this, the customer and dealer who were working at real-time simulation and realization of customers' dream of having this configuration, product configuration possible, everything was available at runtime with all cylinders firing at the same time. It was a very efficient system created, and the on the face of it, it was a product simulator which was working as a CPQ because it could give the code according to the desires of the customer. But on the back end side of it, we were using the Liferay headless commerce APIs to create a shopping cart so that if the customer is ready right away, we don't waste any time in the purchase process, and we just facilitate the purchase right away at that time. So it was a good digital transformation. They could easily save 8 to 10 business day for each order processing, and their order processing conversion rate increased by 67% in this whole process. So that was one of the implementation done on Liferay. They also needed some extensions on that project, but if there are any returns that need to be happening, they didn't need to happen through dealer. They can directly go through manufacturer, and there was a return logic integration that was done. So this was our other implementation. One of the important thing that we had in this implementation was that the customer was kind of keen on having uh, the Liferay, basically the headless piece, or they wanted to develop the front face as an CPQ system, and with the out of box capability of commerce, we could develop everything, but we needed this portion to be done custom, and therefore it was again a use case where commerce engine augmented with the DXP capability could serve the purpose for the customer very well. I will move on to my third use case. So this is a case of South Carolina based premium stairs manufacturers. They work on a regular model of selling through dealers, distributors, two-step distributors. And the scenario with this organization was that they wanted to have very regulated set of dealers. So they always used to maintain what are their sales, what are their certifications, what are their skills, specialization, compliances, and they wanted to, incentivize their uh, top dealers, the higher category dealers with more discounts, with more commissions. So what they wanted was a very robust account management, which was very dynamic because there was every 6 month assessment. So this was a, tool developed for them for the account management. Though account management comes as a part of an e-commerce commerce management system, however, because of the extensibility that they needed in terms of classification of these accounts, the taxonomy based classification, we needed a full-fledged DXP capability to support that. And Liferay again was a very robust application that could support it. Now, in this case, the B2B commerce was all out of box, and it was very complex um, commerce, because what they needed to do is custom catalogs, custom options, custom specification, um, custom price books, based on the account type, based on whether it's a tier 1 account, tier 2 account, tier 3 account. They wanted to give a lot of incentives to their higher category tier 3 accounts, maximum discounts to them because of the way they have been selling in the past. So this was all based on out of box capability. We did have one integration which was important to note here. It was a Salsify PXM, the product experience platform. So all the catalog was supported through Salsify. However, all the price list, promotions, everything was handled within Liferay out of box. They did need an extension in terms of when the sales happens, the wanted delivery tracker and installation workflow. So we needed to implement route savvy. There's a product for fleet management. We integrated through that and established the route tracking for the truck delivery and collected the proof of delivery. And again, this was something which is on top of commerce. So you needed a platform, operations platform that could support it, and delivery and installation workflow is quite fit in that category. One interesting thing we saw in this case, the customer was very interested in knowing about their abandoned carts, the why they were getting abandoned, what could be the reasons, how they can pursue those abandoned carts, and can we follow up, can we actually get some success with them. So we did work with customers on that, and we'll show you some demo around that in my demo section. But this was my third use case, and I want to talk about the final use case now, which is for a dealership example. So far, all the examples that I talked about were sort of a manufacturer supplied portal for dealers. This was a reverse scenario where we had to implement a portal for a dealer, which was getting the catalog for multiple manufacturers, furniture dealership, and they were large enough to have multiple location. So this was a example where a dealer salesperson will basically work with customer who comes onto the dealership and will try to find, the right product. The use case was complex because there we need to have the search. I know it's out of box. The all of these facilities from Liferay were out of box, where you could search by manufacturer in a specific product catalog, a specific brand, a specific product family. So nothing need to be done, uh, you know, to customize that search. But the search requirement in this case were sort of complex because you needed to provide that semantic contextualized search to the user, depending on where they are, which location they are, what is the nearest warehouse from where they can get the parts, etc. So we needed to do some customizations for that, with 90% being supported out of box from the Liferay. One other thing that they had, because it was a product catalog from different manufacturers, when you have manufacturer discount that need to be applied on a card, where you have, say, product one from manufacturer A and product B from manufacturer product two from manufacturer B, and you have to handle the discounting situation for that. It was a complex implementation, and again, the good thing with Liferay, it is supported out of box from the uh, platform, so we were able to implement all these situations with Liferay very easily. And I would like to go through one demo where we had to implement the machine learning based algorithms in order to calculate the upsell and the cross sell. So I have two different sessions. One for the internal user who has basically access to a lot of things in the system, because this is like an admin user, can manage multiple product catalog, can see a lot of information. And then I have another logging going on from a dealer side user who has access to the product catalog that this person has access to. It can basically do limited things because of the persona that it has. And this user, on the contrary, can do a lot of things, can set up everything, and can see all the accounts, can see all the accounts and everything, while this person is limited in context to its own account. So when we look at the product catalog here, and we look, let's say take this product, the capability for upsell, cross sell, etc., that was driven out of a recommendation engine that was custom developed for them, and it was running on top of Liferay. They could choose the product that they would want to choose for recommendation. So they would have a set of products already, but if they want to choose from anything from the full product catalog, they could do. But we were able to narrow it down based on the exact specification, exact options of that product, the better quality products within the same family. We could find the upsells, and this was specifically important for them because this needed to search across the products from the different manufacturers. So you needed to search the products from the similar specification in a different catalog, and um, doing it runtime would be difficult, but doing it through machine learning algorithm was easy, so we could implement that. I also want to go through. So this is the same case for upsell, cross sell, and if you look at the same product from the prism of the dealer user, you would see that you will see the list of products that has been set by administrators and upsell, the cross sell products, the products that are frequently bought together along with that product, and the product which are very similar in nature, very similar specification options. They have all been created through machine learning algorithm. They have not been done manually. The system takes care of identifying those products based on the specs within the Liferay Commerce platform. I also want to show you one other scenario wherein when a user comes and look at what are the recent abandoned carts in their system, they can go and see. This was done for a customer. This is sample spec. Can see if a cart was recently left in without processing. Can we actually go ahead and make a reattempt reaching out to customer after 2 days, after 5 days, after 2 weeks, and maybe we get success, and we worked on facilitating all those automations with the customer, and uh, indeed we got some successes with them. We were able to close certain deals. Some of them were still open, but will still being pursued. Some of them we couldn't, but still, whatever we could get was, additional sales for the customer. So that was an example that was done using the Liferay. So with this, I sort of conclude my 4 case studies that I wanted to talk, but there are many Liferay other examples that also exist, like Liferay commerce for implementing marketplaces, etc., that are available. And if should you need any case study, please reach out to us. We will provide you that. With that being said, if you have any further question, you can send an email to us. But we are ready for our question answer session because we have some time. AJ, you want to take over?
Yeah, thanks, Shikhar, and thanks, Bryce. We have just under 5 minutes for a few questions if you guys have time. Again, the question box is on your right-hand side of the GoToMeeting box that you see in front of you. So, guys, I got a couple questions here for you. One being, what are some must-have features on a modern B2B e-commerce portal?
Please, you want to take that?
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that. So the question is, what are some must-have features on a modern B2B e-commerce portal? So I think that some of the biggest things for B2B specifically are going to be that personalized pricing, personalized discounting, account-based visibility for catalogs. So for B2B especially, not everyone is looking at the same products, the same prices, the same SKUs at any point in time. So having that account-based personalized pricing, as well as account-based catalog visibility there as well. The other piece has got to be the self-service. Self-service to not only find all of the information about the products that you're working on, but self-service to, if you're buying a B2B product, maybe you're buying a virtual product like server space and you have a subscription. Self-service could also mean seeing the analytics for that product, seeing your uptime, seeing your SLAs, seeing what percentage of your allocated space that you've used. The self-service isn't just asking questions or returning an order. The self-service for B2B specifically can show its face in multiple ways, including custom dashboards and analytics. So having the self-service capability, personalized pricing, and account-based catalogs, I think would be 3 of the top features.
Okay, excellent. I got another one here for you guys. How do you simplify the experience for buyers who are ordering in bulk or on behalf of others?
That's another great question. And I think that comes down to the B2B experience as well. In Liferay, B2C is an individual one-to-one mapping between a user and an account. A user purchases on behalf of their account, and that's the end of it. In the B2B scenario, multiple users can work on behalf of a single account. So that not only allows you to have multiple users with different access, maybe some users can add to the cart, other users must be prepared to create the purchase order, and then a final user can do the checkout step based on the roles and permissions that we give. So multi-user accounts, allowing self-service for those users so that your account administrator can define all the other users on their account. So I, as an account administrator for one of the customers, can invite people to my own team and assign them roles based on the roles that are given to me as an account administrator. So I can assign a buyer, a purchase manager. And the same thing goes with the workflows that are set up on the buyer side and allowing for things like quick reordering, order with Excel, or order with spreadsheets so that I can do bulk orders without having to click and add them each individually to the cart.
I want to argument that we have some use cases where we have to implement pass type, that you when you buy certain pass you are entitled to get certain products, without purchase, because you have the virtue of that pass that allows you that entitlement of those purchases. And you have scenarios wherein you buy on behalf of your organization for several of your team members, and you can then, even if it is an individual purchase, you can distribute it, you can actually reassign and assign that to somebody else. We have done implementations like those.
Okay, excellent. Well, guys, we are just at the top of the hour here. So I'm just going to say thank you again, Bryce and Shikhar, for presenting on today's webinar. Thank you again to the audience that joined us today. It took a little bit of time out of their day to listen to what we had to share with you all. We look forward to seeing you again on another webinar. So long and take care.
If I might add one more thing, if you're interested in learning more about catalogs and product management within Liferay Commerce, tomorrow, Andrew Jardine is from our Circles of Success group, is hosting a Liferay Circles of Success hands-on. They do these monthly where they'll go through product capabilities, product catalog management, uh, organization management, and delivery of products. It's hands-on. They dig into the platform. They use Liferay, and you can follow along as you'd like. I put the link in chat. Go ahead and sign up if you don't already follow our Circles of Success team on Meetup. Follow as well. It's a more in-depth look at what we do here, but fully hands-on, and Andrew Jardine will work with you along the way. So if you're interested, the link is in the chat.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate it. We'll see you again soon. Take care.